Blue, let's see here. All right. I'm going to turn this off for a second. All right, folks. I think I'm going to get started here in just a few. Today we're going to be messing with this kit. Hopefully the background music is sufficiently low enough and not also looping through the microphone here. I hope not. Let's see. All right, so I've got, we were going to go originally today. I'd taken the time off of work to go to the big Dayton Ham Fest in Dayton, Ohio. Hamvention, it's the big one. But that didn't quite work out, and I was kind of hoping it wouldn't in a way secretly, because last weekend was a lot of driving for niece's graduation, so maybe next year. But anyway, so I'm off today, doing a little cleanup and stuff. But I've got this BlueSCSI here from, man, this is the, I'm having trouble already. I just noticed that. I'm going to switch back over here to the bench only and see why that is not cooperating. Give me just a minute here. Technical difficulties. I just looked at this thing. How about that? Hey, how about that? That's weird. So yeah, this is the BlueSCSI here. Let me, I'm going to start recording here on this camera. Yeah, this is a little deal I picked up at Vintage Computer Festival, VCFMidwest, back in, I guess, September 2022. I went up there with Cook and Retro Combs. So I got this, and I think it's like a, well, yeah, I'm not going to get into what the origin of this or whatever, because I don't fully understand it. But I think there was a project or a product or something like that, and it had it diverged or forked or whatever. And I have the original, or not original, but I've got a, I always get it backwards. I think it's SCSI to SD, or SD to SCSI. It's one of those. It's a little bit bigger card, and I ordered one of those and I've used it in my Sparcstation 5. If you go back and look at my other videos, it's what I used to play around, and used it and actually installed Next Step, and also used it to rescue boot with a Solaris 7 to blank out the root password on that machine to get into it. So that works great. So I remember, and I think it's Eric, right? Yeah, super nice guy. And all those other folks that are kind of, there's a lot of people on the periphery there that I think are friends and supporters and users of the BlueSCSI. They were all super nice, and I had asked him up there. He said maybe the timings or less, I don't know, maybe that the workstation type stuff, workstation air quotes, was not as forgiving on timing and things like that as maybe some of the Macs that this was kind of sort of aimed at, but he said it might work. So, and I was looking through the, there's a page that has what things are compatible with, and it was listed on that. So I assume, well, there was a Sun, and it said it worked as well as it did on SGI. So I'm just going to try it. If I end up not being able to use it, I'm sure I could find somebody that I could give it to or something, so it'll still be fun to build. But, so here we go. The big thing I am scared of, I'm going to tell you in advance, is this, it's got a surface mount micro SD socket. So that's going to be the whole thing there. That's going to be kind of the pain, possibly. It's got, actually came with a little 3D printed mount, so it could kind of like mount in the drive bay. So that's kind of neat. It's a nice little deal here. Oh wow, is this thing already? This actually looks like... Okay, all right. I thought it was maybe somewhat soldered, but it's just kind of positioned. Because this is like a, what is that, like a ST32, what's that thing called? But the sockets are in there. And that needs to stay, go in there like that. Assuming this will pop out of this little 3D printed dealy here. Yep. Now is that so that those are soldered there, so I don't have to do that. I'm just gonna make sure I do this the right way. That's correct, right? Yeah. Okay. So that'll go there. But let's I'm gonna take this and put it aside. I think what it tries to do is start out of the gate with the biggest pain, which is going to be the that socket. I guess if you get through with that, if you do it first, everything else is probably easy peasy, right? So there's some diodes here, and let me look here real quick. Hey, Miss Love, what's up, man? Oh, I got the tank mouse. Sweet. Yeah, that is like a pill pouch, isn't it, dude? Oh, it says pill pouch on it. I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Ha, how about that? Yeah, man, how you doing? I bet that tank mouse is pretty nice, huh? Let's see here. So I got some jumpers there and some pins. There's some little resistor arrays there. This though, this is what is going to be, that is going to be the pain in the booty right there, to put that there. But it might be doable. I'm a little ham-fisted, so we'll see how that works out. I may need to bring up the docks while I'm doing this. Got a couple of screws here too. Little small screws. I think that goes in these little holes here on the 3D print. I might just leave those in there for right now. So, dude, I did get some blue tack. It's upstairs. I ordered some, I forgot what I was ordering. I was ordering something from Amazon this week, and I was like, I'm going to get some blue tack. I've got some blue tack. And so yeah, we'll hold that in place with that maybe. I might go run and get that actually. But I'm also got some flux here. I think I'm going to put down on the pads, and then I'm going to just try to drag solder. It's such a small little area there. Hopefully this flux is okay. I've had it for a while, but haven't opened it up yet. Yeah, I know it's no use upstairs. You're right about that. Let's see here. This is like a full-on syringe or something. Let me adjust some windows here so I can see the stream and the chat at the same time. We'll see. I bet this doesn't. Yep. I wonder if it's the same. I want to try. That didn't show up, did it? No. I think it's a new thing each time. All right. I'm just running my mouth here. see, it's like a little deal here. How do you store it like that? Or once you start using it, it's the clock is ticking probably. Let's see. Tells you how often I've used this stuff. Not very often at all. Let's see. Is that background music okay, or is it annoying? Or is it kind of just okay? Hopefully my mic audio is okay and not echoing. That was a bad time last time. Okay. That's there. Interesting. Danger. All right. Looks like I'd about to go inoculate some cattle or something with this thing. Let's see here. Let's get the soldering iron heated up. There we go, get that going. I've got my, the recording's going. All right, good. 520 here, night shift. All right, man. Well, cool. Well, if you've split, I understand. It's good to see you though, man. Thanks for dropping in, dude. I figured that was going to be, okay, good. I guess it's barely audible than annoying. Yeah. Combs and I were going to go to the Dayton Ham Fest, and I think we both were kind of, I wanted to keep my word and go, and I was kind of secretly hoping he'd say maybe he didn't want to go, and it ended up being that way. So did a lot of driving last weekend, so I'm going to try to chill out a little bit more this weekend, or at least stay in the neighborhood, not drive. Of course, I say that, and maybe I'll go drive over there for the last day on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. So it's a decent little drive. It's not a crazy drive, but a decent drive over there. But I figured I would do some cleaning up and maybe put some kits together. Okay. Wow, is it that? That's so weird. Now, you're seeing this, right? You're seeing the PCB. Are you still seeing that welcome screen there? That stream view is just so way behind. That's crazy. Yep, PCB and flux paste. All right, man. Yeah, well, like I said, and I probably talked too fast. It doesn't look like we are going to go now, but that's why I'm here streaming now, because I still took the day off of work, so I figured I'd tinker around. Alrighty, okay, the iron is hot. Let me clean the tip up here. Work had you traveling any lately, or you been kind of at the home base there recently? Bench off after this. Too much junk. Home base. Gotcha. Work might be sent. I may be going to Vegas. I'm not sure for Cisco Live. think that's going to happen. I got to double check all the travel arrangements, so that could be kind of fun. It's like June 3rd through the 8th or something like that. All right. I don't know if I can zoom any more on this or not, because it might be fun to see this close up. It may not focus when it's that zoomed in. That might be a little bit too much. That's not, I think that's focused. Yeah, that's focused. Cool. Man, this thing's tiny. I have those moments too where I can't type. I got what you meant though, so it's all good. And I'm getting texted here. So make sure any busybodies from my job that are seeing this, I have Flex today. I'm using a Flexday, so just so you know. So it's got these points in the back too. Man, this is gonna be rough. I don't know where I'd blue tack it. I'd have to just kind of tack it right there, because man, that is gonna be a pickle. Ugh. Guess I could catch it with blue tack on the two sides. So yeah. Yep, let me go do that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab that blue tack and use it for the first time. All right, I got it. I've gotten it. Let me open this up. Bostic. Is that the good stuff right there? That's it, right? This stuff is sticky, as expected, right? When the heck am I supposed to get it out of here? There we go. Okay. See if I can pinch off a little piece here. Alrighty. I guess I probably need to put the flux down before I try to stick it down with the blue tack to get up under those pads, or get on the pads. Alright. I'm not sure if that's what he did or not. This is probably going to be disastrous. I'm going to do a little test squeeze over here to the side somewhere and see if I'm getting this stuff to come out if it's not already hard as a... Oh, but that is paste. I thought this was going to be the liquid kind, or a little more liquidy than that. Anybody that uses this stuff regularly is probably going to say, "What are you doing, dude?" And the answer is, I have no earthly idea. I've done a little bit of surface mount stuff with some chip quick. Ugh, that's way too much. I'm going to spray that over here. That's going to be a mess. All right, here we go. Let's see here. See if I can get this in the general vicinity without getting flux everywhere, which is probably going to be impossible. I think that's kind of right. And the blue tech I got is way too much. Oh, I moved it. Shoot. If I can get a few of them going here, I think I can. Then I don't need the blue tech anymore. I'm just making it worse. I can't tell if I'm on the freaking right. These are not. Now I'm putting my big noggin in the way. This is going to be a disaster. But let's go for it. I think I might need a finer tip for this. Let's see what happens. Man, am I on the pads? I can't even tell if I'm on the daggone pads here. Hey, I think I might have got it. How about that? Check and see in a minute here if I've got anything bridged. If that worked that easy, I am going to be very happy. And I'm also going to be a super big fan of that flux. Because that, to me, takes away a lot of my, a little bit of the anxiety of some surface mount stuff. Probably still do need to get like a hot air thing at one. At some point. I've got my head all in the way, and shadows too. Probably that is not helping you see this. Get some more light down here on the bench. I also think when I zoom in more, it probably closes it down to f-stop. Oh well, here we go. So I think I've gotten it. Got it. Which is pretty cool. Man, that's wild. I think I got these two on this other side to get, but I'm gonna, I don't know if it'll focus. Let's see there. I think I got it okay. Pretty cool. Blue tack and nice flux to the rescue, dudes. Check this other connection here and see. Might put a little extra solder in the back of that thing and these two side ones. Although I can't really see those, they're kind of covered. I think I'll just hit that back one. All right. Now, I think it said something about trying a card in it to see if it would go in that. Okay. Let's see here. I assume that's not spring loaded. If it is, I broke it. But that seems to go in okay. Oops, I'm not showing you. I think that's going in and out okay. So I think that's all right. Let me stick this back over here. Now I need to look, and I think that drag solder, man, that was it's ever so slightly cattywampus, but cockeyed or crooked or whatever you want to say, depending on where you're from. But that looks okay. Now I need to check the docs real quick to make sure I'm putting things in the right order. Because I'm sure, I think the documentation said the diodes were next. Let me check that real quick. Sorry. Yeah, man. I've seen like some folks with those, and I think we had one of those kind of off-brand ones at Level 1, the Hackerspace in Louisville, and it had a hot air and a soldering iron, regular soldering iron all in one, and it I think it worked really well. I've got a pretty nice Heiko or Hack whatever soldering iron. I've seen some little hot air ones that actually don't have a station per se; they're just like plug in directly. And I was wondering about one of those because they're pretty affordable, but I don't know. We shall see. And I also am still on the fence about getting yeah, that's a good price, $50. One of those nice desoldering irons, because those seem like they would be very, very handy. Let me switch over here. I think there's a GitHub for BlueSCSI on their GitHub. Let's assembly. Here we go. All right, I got that in there. Okay, I'm gonna just make it like the picture because I can follow a photo. Okay, I think my diodes are what go in next right there in D5 and D4. Trim the excess legs. Do I have excess legs? Oh, it's talking about the diodes. Okay, duh. Thought it was talking about something else. All right, let me get that out of the way. I need to get my dual screens hooked up here. All right, this is pretty straightforward. And I believe the rings are going down. Right? Yeah, the rings are downward facing on the diodes. So we can handle that pretty easily. This has some stiff leg on it. Oh. Probably not the approved way to do this, but let's see what happens. Like most things that I do. That's one in there. Oops. Alrighty. Right. Let's see here. Let go. That's where those thicker legs, you can tell, soak up a little more heat. And these diodes. All right. Sorry, I know this. I need to get a light that's also over. I've got two lights to the side. I think I need a light like directly over as well when I'm doing stuff like this, because I end up blocking the side lights a good bit. All right, those are good. Clip these off, and remember, always use your safety squints. I'm just kidding. Safety squints don't count. You should always use a set of goggles on, because these things will fly and they will pop you in the eyeball. So, safety first. I just went a little airborne. All right, that's out of the way. Let's go see what it says to do next. Maybe I think it was the resistor arrays. Let's see here. Solder on the, or not arrays, nets, resistor networks. All right, pin 1 has a dot, and that's where the dot is on the PCB. And it says we've got some 330 ohm up top and 220 ohm at the bottom when we're looking at the perspective that we are currently. Put this cap on this flux real quick. Okay. And the PCB is nice because it tells you there. So I think it says that the 330 goes into 331. Let me see here what this one says. This is 331, I believe. I'm assuming that's the dot there. And if anybody has normal color vision, then they're like, oh, those are different colors. You should know that. I don't see colors exactly the same way that normal folks do. I am red-green deficient. And so things are a little bit funky for me. Well, you see me using an ohm meter sometimes when I've got a bunch of resistors. I'll make sure I'm using the right thing. Okay, I think these are the 221s. We're going to stick those down here. All right, man. Take care, Ms. Love. Have a good day, man. Have a good weekend if I don't talk to you again. And we'll see you, bud. Don't work too hard, man. Thanks for stopping in, bud. Use a little blue tack on these guys. These are the 221s. Maybe I'll do these at, not try to do them at the same time so it's not so crowded. Although if I did them both from the outside, let's just do it like this. Man, I bet all the UK and other people will be like, yeah, man, blue tack is the way to go. Where have you been all my life, blue tack? All right, we'll put these in first. Clean off the tip here. All right. I need one of those microscopes everybody's been showing lately for USB. People want to see really detailed here. It really shows you pretty close. It's a decent view. I should have used my little holder to get off the bench. But we've started now. Let's get those in there. Oh, I think I put the dots right. Let's see here. Yeah, that one's kind of popping out a little bit, but I think it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I'll maybe bend it a little bit. It's fine. All right, so the dots went there. I'm sitting up a little bit proud, but it's okay. Right. These will go here. The dot, like I said, goes to that little, see that little square is? There's a little dot. Whoa, autofocus, come back to me. What happened? Man, took a trip. There's a little dot right there on the resistor network. And that corresponds with the little notch, the little line that you see on the PCB silk screen there. So that's what that is. 331, right? Yep. If I can get it in there. There we go. Guess I can just stick it to the other one, right? Like that. Put this little bit right here. Kind of stick it between them. And then kind of squeeze it where it's standing up a little bit straighter. Like that. It's still kind of funky there. It's going to be fine though. All right. Now we're going to do these up here, just the top now from this perspective. All right. That song almost sounds like Peter Gabriel. Whatever that is playing. Kind of sounds like In Your Eyes, ever so slightly. It could be the low volume that I'm, or somebody sampled it. Nah. Okay, I think that's got those. Let's see here. What is next in the docks? Docks show, excuse me. I think it shows a little power connector there next. The if I think you can get power over the bus, but let's see, you can put this in there. It's better to have it and not need it than the other way around, right? So let me refer to the, yeah, so the pins are out. All right. So that's the fun thing about kits, you know, if somebody's done a good job with the documentation and all, even if you didn't know anything about what was what, if you can follow a picture and can get the soldering down pat, you can make some cool stuff. I put some cool stuff together, which is pretty cool. I'm just gonna be blue tacking man today. Stuff's freaking perfect for this. Focus. Let's do that. Don't let me forget, folks, or future Jamie, don't forget to clean this stuff off, especially where that flux was near that SD card. How many times am I going to say I should have put this in my little holder thing? Add one to the count. If you see me lifting the weights, because I don't want to leave it on there all day long if I can't get a good contact there. As I do the same thing there. Heating up. Okay. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna get dual screens over here. I've got to mount and stuff for this streaming setup. That way I don't have to keep flipping back and forth. Gotta use the tablet for the instructions or my phone. Oof, 50. Man, we gotta do this frickin' big did it say do the jumpers first? Let me go back and look. Let's go back up. Solder. Okay, wait, nope, did I miss the jumper? Solder on the burr connection. Termination jumpers and place jumpers on to enable termination. So I guess that's these guys. Maybe there's some extras. I'll do that real quick. And then it's the 50 pin after that. And I think the 50 pin is, the notch is going to be this way, right? Let's see here. It'll be like that. Assuming that's in the shot because I can't see. Okay. Let's put the jumper things in. BlueTAC changed my life. How about that? Keep talking to yourself, Jamie. Nobody's watching. Okay. Let's put these termination things on here. Sometimes, let's see. If you catch these, if you can catch these right in the notch a little bit, you can kind of get these right. Yeah, or you do like that and get an extra one, which I did not mean to do. So see, I've got an extra one here. So I can snap it off there. There we go. I've got a 2-pin one there. Hopefully I don't need the other ones together for anything in this project, but that would suck. Oh, I did not mean to do that. All right. So I've got the 2 jumpers. Little pins for that. Stick these in here. Is that spacing right for that? Did I do? I'm sitting here trying to put them the wrong way. Ugh. Glad that's so silly. Don't make that mistake. Yeah, I was trying to position them the other way here, but this is how they go. So I'm going to stick some BlueTAC on top of these diodes again. That seems to be the place to do it. Kind of smash it this way. Look at that. That's good enough for me. And BlueTAC is the... This is the BlueTAC episode. BlueSCSI, BlueTAC. All good things are blue. Get down there in the right place to get some heat on that. I gotta be careful with these two because you'll melt that plastic and it'll get all funky. I need to get that fume extractor going. I'm not liking that first one. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Now the big giant 50 pin one is next. That is going to be a pain in the... No, I mean, is it really? No, it's not a pain. It's just a bunch of things to solder. So let's do... I believe it was like this, and it was up the notch here. This notch is up. When I say up, you know, facing toward the board, not facing off the board. It's going to be like this. So a little blue tack, and if I get the corners kind of started, it should be sufficient, I would think. And then I can move the blue tack probably. So stick some right there like that. Got a little piece of foam here. I'm gonna stick right here like this. That'll keep it from wanting to lean out much. Let's try that. I get the edges in the middle, the ends in the middle, I guess. That would be pretty good, probably. Then the rest will be easy to do. You won't have to worry about it moving around. Let's see. Nice. Where the hell is it? I'm silly and I did that. Okay. Ooh, I think I hit a volume button there. Let me, not sure what I did there. But I did not mean to do that. Aha, there's a volume, wow. Let me see if I get it back on a little bit. There's a hotkey on this, too much. All right, it's probably not enough now, but let's make it 55. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm leaning over this keyboard. It's got a little volume hotkey. Sorry, y'all. That made I don't think it changed unless it's what you're hearing through the microphone there. You turn that down some more. Hopefully the mic's not picking all that up. Okay, I'm going to get one in the middle kind of here, just so that doesn't move, and I get the place out. I may not. Okay, I'm going to look real quick. And that looks reasonably. I was worried about like if it was lifting there and you'd see a gap in the middle or something, but I think that's okay. That's okay enough, right? So now it's just time to do all these things without, yeah, I'm gonna sit here and say 50 times that I put it in the pan of ice. Let me move this keyboard for this. And let's see. All right, here we go. So the end ones are done. I guess we'll just go from one side to the other. Maybe I'll do top and then bottom. What do you think? Okay. Got a little finger on the own. It's not happy there. What is up with this thing? No, transfer the heat. This will be definitely sped up in the main video because this is taking a long time. Just want to be careful, like you can kind of hit the iron with it, but you don't want to let it go until you kind of see it wick down, because that will be a cold joint. Oh, skip that one. That was the middle. Ideally, you want to sit there and let it heat up both things, and then it'll kind of flow. But sometimes I'll, because it's so tight, I'll end up getting a little bit on the iron, but I don't remove the iron until I see it kind of pull down, like it's actually made a decent joint there. Just keep that in mind if you're starting out. Just want both of the things kind of at temperature to have a good joint there. Sorry. No Combs. It'd be neat to see. We had a is that public information? You shared that. Yeah. Well, no, I can't remember what was on Discord versus others, so I don't want to like spoil anything for non-people on that. Let me think. I'll just put it this way. Perhaps we could test this thing out and see if it works in that new thing that you got that I believe may use SCSI, or that one might just be IDE. That newest thing you got. If you happen to see this and listen to my rambling. Oh, who's this? Oh, sorry. Hey, I didn't mean to ignore the chat there. I was leaning down here getting a face full of solder. How's it going, Mr. Walkman? If I'm saying that right? How's it going? Alrighty. Just trying to get these daggum, all 50 of these pins here for this SCSI connector soldered up without making a mess of things. Give me some of those jeweler's glasses before you know it too long. I bet I'm going to mess this up, but so I want to test my memory, and if my memory is wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong. Are you the fellow that's in Tennessee? It's got the I'm probably going to mess it up too. I was going to say like is it a Sprite or it's not an MG. You had like I saw one little thing, you had like a project car. If I got the right person here. I may be totally wrong. If I am, I'm sorry. Come on, buddy. Let's go. It's maybe anticlimactic because the Spark I want to try this on is not, it's in another building, so we won't really be able to truly test it today probably, but I'll be closer than I was when I started this morning. Yeah. Oh man, Corvair. I used to want one of those so bad back in the day. And I love those, kind of like, it's like the VW truck thing, those little Corvair trucks. Man, those with the side doors and stuff. I think they, unless I'm mixing up the VWs, I think the Corvair had one too. It had like those little side doors that would drop down. It's so cool. Love the Corvair. My, I had a grandpa, or like my mom's stepdad. He's my grandpa as far as I'm concerned. He told stories about having one that was he had to put some sandbags in the front to keep the wheels on the ground. For the way he liked to drive, anyway. I'll put it that way. Yeah, Corvair step side. Love that. That's so cool. And what was, let's see, I'm trying to remember, was the hopped up one, like, was there a Corvair Monza or something? They had a turbo on one of them, didn't they? Like, even from the factory. Cool cars. I had a, I ended up, my uncle I had a 72 Monte Carlo. So that's kind of the other end of the spectrum, but it had a 402 big block in it. It was pretty fun. It was probably more fun than they should have given a high school kid. I'll put it that way. Of course, gas was a lot cheaper back then too. Let me see what the next directions are, because I will just start putting stuff in, and then I'll probably paint myself in a corner. So I'm going to look at the directions again here. Let's see. I got the jumpers on there. We've got some blue tack that doesn't really need to be in there anymore. Let's get that out of there. Power. Got the diodes. Got that socket that I was worried about, but that ended up not being so bad actually. Let's see, documents. Here we go. Okay. Solder on the 2 resistors for the LED. Did they include that? Some screws here. I don't think these resistors were those. I don't know if that's got that. Let's see here. Of course, I'm going to lose my mind. Let's see. Where's the that can be thrown away. Okay. Yeah, 90. Okay, Smogger, 2 carbs. I'm reading what you typed in chat here. 4 carbs, 180 turbo. The 140 is the one that you want if you want to go fast. Was the turbo like more trouble than it was worth? I guess if it was still carbureted, so it was like a blow-through turbo. Ah, sweet. Cool. 2 towns over. I'm trying to remember, like, maybe it's VW, I'm getting mixed up. Was there like one that used like a, I know that, you could duct some of the heat from the air cool kind of, but was there one that had like a different, like it burned some kind of fuel for heat in the front? I'm trying, all my like random car stuff I've seen is kind of mixed up without me looking at a reference. I feel like I saw one that had a heater and it used another fuel source or something. I don't think, for heat, instead of trying to get what little you could scavenge off the air-cooled engine. It seemed like it was an explosion waiting to happen, maybe, but maybe not. I have lost. I got to clean up my bench. I think I knocked my little STM32 out of the way there. Okay, it takes too long to spool up. I'm assuming there's probably people that have rigged up faster spooling ones or smaller ones, or just go the old-fashioned route and cam and whatever, as long as you can get more air and fuel in there one way or another. All right, I don't think this thing had any resistors in the kit. I believe it only needs this. Well, it says those are optional, so it doesn't matter for that. So I think that all we got to do is really plug this thing in here. Let's see, and orientation says USB, so Fair enough. That's easy enough to know. Does that say 3 volts? Yeah, 3 volts. Okay, head gas heaters. Cool. Did it just grab off the gas, like the main supply, or did it have like a different tank or something, or how'd that work? We're making sessions and folks have been all right on. Very cool. Corvair. One of those step sides would be super cool. That'd be awesome. All right, another bunch of pins to solder. Yes, okay, I got that going the right way. Gas tanks up front. Okay, so gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Now, was it like a heat exchanger? I mean, because it wasn't like, it didn't get, I guess it had to be like a heat exchanger, right? It wasn't, there was no way to get carbon monoxide from that in the cabin, right? That's probably a silly question. Just thinking out loud. Get some more solder here. Full silk screen. And again, I don't know if you'll ever watch that Eric guy, who's kind of, I guess this was his project he started maybe. Super nice dude. Super nice guy. Did not, at least he did not seem annoyed when I asked him questions, and was very nice to talk to. So that was cool. Come on, buddy, get in there. All right, let's get these corners, then we won't have to worry about the blue tack as much falling off. Come on, get in there. All right, there we go. I've got crap sticking to every piece of my arm. Big core secret going to die. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Die from a roller. It'll be. Gotcha. Okay, I hear you. So that was a thing, huh? Good old unsafe at any speed. I guess if parked with the heater on, that's also 0 speed, right? Crack the window a little bit. Don't have the windows up, right? Solder. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've never worked on a Corvair, and I've worked on a Beetle, and I always thought it was cool. And you can just about jack up the back of one of those and have the engine out in no time and hold it yourself. Well, I don't know if I could hold it by myself now. I'm older, but when I was a younger man, I could pick that thing up and move it over to the bench. A whole little VW motor, a Beetle motor to be specific. I'm not talking about yanking out some big heavy cast iron force inline four. I thought that was kind of neat. How they were easy to work on. Heater hoses maintained. Yeah, good deal. I think I remember somebody, I thought it was kind of funny. I think it was a Super Beetle, and it had AC. And I was like, what in the world? I mean, that's not a super powerful car anyway. You throw an AC compressor on there, you better hang it up, buddy. I don't know about that. But it had it. I think it was factory too, maybe it was a dealer thing. I don't know. That was pretty wild. I was like, I'd never seen a Beetle with AC before. I mean, I know there's like those aftermarket ones, like people throw in hot rods and stuff. It seemed like it was more integrated than that. It wasn't like an under dash thing, I don't believe, but maybe I'm wrong. I think it was a Super Beetle. Yeah, that Corvair's got a couple extra cylinders there and some other stuff, probably a little heavier. I think Retro Combs used to tinker with it. I think he worked on the BW some. My neighbor and retro enthusiast. The solder is, my iron is not as hot as the dial says it is. Check it out. Clean this tip off. Keep the AC until 68. How about that? And all the Corvair fun facts today. And melt some styrofoam. That'll go well with the solder fumes. I'm off the screen here, aren't I? Oops. A little bit more there. All right. 69.90. Got the power. The engine that blew up in mine. Extra 20. Okay, right on. Good deal. Alrighty. You know, this bag for this thing, maybe that's what it said. No ace. Maybe it said no LEDs on the bag, and that's what why it doesn't have those in there. I thought it said no LCD, but maybe it said no LED. Wherever it went. See, I don't know if you were here when I started, but that was the, whoops, let me get up under the camera here. This thing was the little surface mount micro SD card. Was the thing I was worrying about soldering up. But I put some flux and just kind of soldered it, and it seemed to be okay. So that'll be neat to see there. I don't know if I clip these pins off or not. Let me see if it fits in their mount. Like that or not. Got a little 3D printed thing it came with. Yeah, it seems to kind of offset for that, so. Those holes don't line up that great. Aha, there it goes. Although maybe that is pushing on those pins. Now, yeah, we'll clip those off. Those are those bigger ones. These are going to do it. I need to get some other ones. Let me save that for another time. All right, I gotta figure out how to get an image on here and right, take it out to my I've got a Sparcstation. I might try to put I think the latest OS that's actually still actively kind of making things for this. That's I think it's the Sun 4M platform is NetBSD. OpenBSD had it for a while, and I've had OpenBSD on some of them, but I think actually NetBSD still has actually a current distribution or for it. So I might try to put that on the Sparcstation for just for fun, see if it works. So I think I might be wrapping up the live stream here. I was grabbing footage for I'm going to make I guess a prepared video. It's going to have the build of this and maybe trying it out in the Spark, and we'll see. And if that's not successful, I'll find somebody to pass this along to that can use it, because I won't be able to. I don't have anything else that does SCSI really. Or I can use it as a backup for some Mac I may or may not get. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So we'll catch you around. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by and watching, man. And hope you have a good rest of your Friday. A good weekend and whatever else you end up getting into. Yeah, they're gonna be one. Yeah, that's just how it goes. I mean, the live stream's fine. I'm just gonna use the video in the prepared video. I'm just gonna probably have this is gonna be probably 20 seconds of fast forwarded with some narration over it, and but yeah, it won't have the one-sided conversation won't be part of the prepared video. It's just I'll just leave it up here with this live stream. All right, man. Have a good one. We're gonna wrap this one up. Take care, everybody who may see this later. Appreciate the folks that did come by live, Ms. Live and Mr. Waltman. We'll catch you later.